Today, I'm on a mission.
Aha!
To move 15,000 tons of coal.
That's how much it takes to power America.
Along one of America's toughest lines.
This is extreme.
And get it to one of the nation's most important power plants.
That's awesome.
And there's just 36 hours to get the job done. My name is Matt Baum. Ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with trains. My day job? I work on a railroad in Maine. But this is my dream. To ride the biggest, fastest, most awesome trains in history.
We're at the Consol Energy Bailey Prep Plant in Greene County, Pennsylvania. We're going to load one of America's most important commodities into one of our country's most important trains.
Coal is the fuel that powers America. Over half the electricity in the U.S. comes from the nation's 600 coal-fired power plants. That means that every year, over 1 billion tons of coal are dug up and hauled across the country. That's enough coal to fill a train 94,000 miles long. If the coal doesn't reach the power plant, the lights go out. And the rail line that's going to get us there is Norfolk Southern.
This isn't just any train. These Norfolk Southern coal trains can be up to and over 130 cars. That's 18,000 tons of train. That's a lot of responsibility for the engineer that has to haul this train over that track.
And what a track it is. 300 miles of crucial and often treacherous rail running from the coal mines of Greene County, Pennsylvania, all the way to the power plant in Washingtonville. With just one goal in mind, turning coal into electricity.
It's millions of cars of coal, just like this one, moving across America's rail lines. Man, that's a lot of coal.
This is the Bailey Central Preparation Plant. It gets raw coal from 2 nearby mines via a system of underground conveyor belts 9 miles long. And it's where the whole process starts.
This conveyor belt here is about 1,000 feet and it's running about 750 feet a minute.
Here, the raw coal is sorted and washed. Then it's broken down so much that you wouldn't even recognize it.
Now, if I stuck my hand in there, what would happen?
You're going to feel it's just like water to you.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
It feels like
water and air.
It feels nasty, first of all, but it feels like foam. It's really gross.
The dried coal is stored in silos until it's ready to be loaded onto the train and freighted out. The line of coal cars leaving this plant every day stretches for 6 miles.
This is the finished product. Raw power. I get energy right in my hands. This is the stuff that's going to go on our train.
Before we get going, we have to get 15,000 tons of that coal loaded.
This track goes right underneath the loading silo where the cars are filled with coal before they go on their 300-mile journey to the power plant. I want to see what's going on up there. Let's go check it out.
Every year, the Bailey plant produces over 20 million tons of coal. Conveyor belts bring the finished coal down here to the loading facility. A locomotive pulls empty cars at a steady 0.4 miles per hour underneath this coal chute. When the car is lined up, the chute opens and a load of coal dumps into the car. Each open-topped aluminum car holds 120 tons of coal.
They treat it at the plant up there, clean it, so it comes down here and gets loaded.
This is Randy. It's his job to line up the chute and release the coal.
And you're doing this with the joystick. You ever get a tarry thumb from the joystick?
Well, good question. Good question.
It may look like fun, but this is no game. In the U.S., hauling coal is a $1.2 billion business. So Norfolk Southern tracks every single car all the way from the mine to the power plant.
This thing right here is a reader. What it does is it reads a tag on the side of the car right here. It's kind of like when you go to the grocery store with a bag of chips and they scan it on the UPC. That tag will tell a computer where this car is anywhere in America.
And there are other details about each car that are just as important, like how much each car weighs. Because we can't risk having an overloaded train on the steep grades of the Alleghenies. That could mean a runaway train, and that spells disaster.
Right here we have the car scale. What it does is the train comes into the coal plant, it weighs the empty car, so they know how much coal to put in it when they're loading it. It's very sensitive, so if I jump up on this car right here, they can tell you how much I weigh inside, but I don't really want to tell you that right now. He's loaded 8,428 tons to this train, and that's just the coal. It doesn't even include how much the car weighs. And he's at 71, he still has about 35 cars to go.
Norfolk Southern has a fleet of more than 35,000 coal cars, and they have to make sure that coal is the only thing they're carrying.
I notice he's over here looking at a screen, seeing what's in the car, right?
Correct.
Do you guys ever find anything else in there, like boards or tires or?
Oh, we've found soccer balls, baseballs, bicycles, and even humans.
Ooh, I don't think we want to talk about that. I figured that you guys had found bodies in there before.
Well, he was live.
Oh, it was alive, a hobo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drunk and passed out.
Oh. All right, Randy, I gotta admit, you're making this look pretty easy. Can I give it a try?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you spill, you got a shovel, right?
Yeah, that's what the cameraman's for.
Coal has been burned for heat and fuel for thousands of years. But it was the Industrial Revolution and the invention of the coal-fired steam train in the early 1800s that sparked the huge demand for coal in America. By the 1880s, coal was being used to make electricity for homes and factories across the U.S. Because it was cheap and plentiful, coal soon became America's leading source of energy. So this coal I'm about to load is serious business. I have to concentrate and make sure it all gets onto our train and fast. We've got electricity to make.
Now you can start lowering it. Keep going. And then you go to your left, and that'll open the gate. Now go ahead and lower it more. Right there. And then once it comes up against the rubber, you'll want to raise it maybe 6-8 inches.
Okay.
Raising the chute to the correct height takes a lot of skill. If it's too low, it can damage the edge of the car. And if it's too high, the coal will spill out.
That's it. You're doing good. First time loaded.
You gotta pay attention,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, this is it. The train's loaded. We're gonna take this coal to the power plant. Toot toot. What could possibly go wrong?
I'm in Greene County, Pennsylvania, and this coal train is about to set off on one of America's most challenging rail lines. Destination, the Washingtonville Power Plant.
And the railroad that's gonna get us there is Norfolk Southern, the thoroughbred of transportation.
Lucky for me, our train crew, Larry and Stan, aren't short on experience. In fact, they are both certified engineers. If anyone can tackle this route, they can.
Thanks for having me on board.
Nice to meet you.
So where are we heading today, boys?
Horseshoe curve. Horseshoe curve.
Wait. You just said horseshoe curve?
Yeah.
We're gonna go around the horseshoe curve?
Going around the horseshoe curve.
I've always wanted to go around the horseshoe curve. This is great. I can't wait.
We'll hit Pittsburgh and Johnstown before soaring 1,716 feet over the Allegheny Ridge. There, we'll whip around a marvel of modern engineering, a 220-degree bend called the Horseshoe Curve. Then, we'll pass through the rail town of Altoona before delivering our 15,000 tons of coal to the power plant in Washingtonville.
So we're going over some challenging territory.
Yeah, it's challenging, especially the hill. That's the best part of it.
All right, guys, let's get this train rolling. I can't wait.
Get the show on the road.
In all my years as a conductor, I've never seen anything like these mountains or the Horseshoe Curve. This is one tough route.
So you just lifted 15,000 tons with your fingertips.
Roger.
How's that feel?
I like it.
This make you feel kind of...
We've got the green light. It's time to move some coal.
All right, the rear end has cleared the yard, so that means the whole train's out on the main line. It's hammer time.